name's Zachary Fleming. I run a screen printing operation called High Fidelity Screen Printing. I also play in a band called Low Fives, so I play music. And that's kind of how I met Dan, through the music community, going to shows and seeing him around and kind of influencing me to get out of my own head and start dancing at shows. And that's kind of how we got connected. Learning a little bit more about him, I learned that he was an artist, and he was interested in kind of doing some screen printing, and I run a screen printing shop, so I've had him over a few times now, and we've gotten a few of his projects done with his artwork. Yeah, and it's been really fun to kind of see him learn from the beginning to the end of the process, from creating a design, putting it on a screen, and then putting it to a t-shirt. It's been really fun, kind of like showing him the ropes and everything kind of involved. Learning who Dan is and working with him through screen printing has been great. He kind of brings everybody up around him to kind of like face their own insecurities, or kind of like jump over the hurdle, like the mental hurdle of things. Yeah, he's just kind of like not afraid to try something new or to get his hands into something maybe that some people would shy away from. He's kind of good at uplifting everybody's spirit.
Hi, I'm Ellen Riegel. I'm a photographer and I teach photography. I've known Dan for around 5 years, maybe a little more, and he's taken about 4 photography classes with me, everything from beginning photography to various field trip classes. So not only is it always a pleasure to have Dan in class because he's such a positive energy, wonderful person to be around, his photos are next level. The reaction usually to Dan's photos are like, oh my gosh, those are gorgeous. These are incredibly beautiful photos. Where did you find so much beauty? And in any workplace situation, you want to have people who are easy to get along with, but also who can help find solutions, or find a more creative way of doing things, not your usual approach. And I really believe Dan can always find the creative, most beautiful way of doing things.
My name is Aaron Wheeler-Kay, and I'm the creative manager at Echo Theater Company. And I've been working here for 27 years. And I've been studying and teaching danceability, which is an inclusive form of teaching dance, for about 7 years. I believe I met Dan prior to the pandemic when he came to take classes at Echo Theater. And that was a class through PCC, and we don't always have students come to every class. So one of my earliest memories of Dan was it was only Dan came to class that day, and we were able to use some of the aerial equipment, and Dan was flying around the room like Batman, and that's when I kind of got to learn Dan's interest in superheroes. I took some classes at a place called Public Annex. I took an art class there and I taught a dance class there, and I also got to see some of Dan's art there. So I got introduced to Dan both as a dancer and as an artist when I first met him. One thing I noticed is that you can't spell dance without Dan. Some of the strengths Dan could offer to an employer are Dan is friendly, he's reliable, he communicates well, Dan's capable of remembering sequences of events and carrying them out, he's pretty physically strong. But yeah, he's just a really nice person.
My name is Hiroko Palma. I'm the regular Zumba instructor, so as a Zumba Gold, Aqua Zumba, and a water fitness instructor working the Portland Parks and Recreation. And then he's supporting my classes since I started, and then he's kind of like a glue bond with the people in my class gathering together. That is amazing, natural, I don't know what is talent, skill. And he's also have a big heart to welcome to everybody. He have serious charisma to make everybody look at him, automatically smile to him, and it just like a magnetic person to get everybody coming to him. Those type of skill is, I think, very, very important to go any field. You have to deal with multiple different people. You have to have a high coordinate skill to deal with it whenever things happen.
Thank you so much. And that's a cut.